For me, it was singing to My Chemical Romance and pretending I was a member of the Black Parade for a while.
I went through an MCR phase,
yeah,
for sure.
It's a good one.
I think we all did.
Let's show them what it means to be an Addams. This is gonna be lit.
The cast is huge. It's ridiculous.
I know.
There's so many big names associated.
Snoop Dogg, Bette Midler.
Snoop.
Snoop. I mean, Snoop is just.
The rollie and I'm pouring Sean down, 'cause I got it going on. Gossin, you made it!
Was it the script that went out? Is that how they were able to develop such an amazing cast?
You know, well, the Addams Family is iconic, and I grew up watching the Addams Family, and when they called to say they wanted me to be a part of it, I was like, oh, who am I playing? Wasn't it? Like, I didn't know, Lurch? I had no idea who I was going to play, and then they told me about this Margot Needler character, and I was just thrilled to be a part of it in any way, because I'm all about the Addams Family. I fell in love with them. I fell in love with Gomez and Morticia when I was a kid, just watching the way they love each other so much. I was like, oh my God, I want to be in that marriage.
It's one of the best on-screen relationships ever, I think.
I know, I think it is too.
It's hideous.
It's horrible. It's home.
And on-screen family relationships too. Like they're dysfunctional, but they love each other in spite of all their differences.
And that's always there for each other.
Yeah,
it's very special.
Yeah.
So thematically, the film is really about a misunderstood group of weirdos, and they're just like everyone else when it comes down to it. Have you ever related to that feeling of being misunderstood, you or your family?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, well, I come from a big family. I have 4 older brothers and my mom and I, and it's really kind of one of those things when people come over for dinner, we're all talking over each other and pretty much have our own language with the way that we finish each other's sentences. And it is a lot. I remember when my best friend first came to dinner at the house when I was like, we were 10 years old. Mia came to my house and she was just silent sitting at dinner because there was just so much going on.
Putrid.
Horrifying.
I call spleen.
So most definitely, I think at the core of that though, it's authenticity.
I think I could, put each of my family members into some sort of Addams-y box, and set them to a character. And I think, everyone has a very weird family and can probably find many things to relate to.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, my family is not quite on the level of Addams Family, but but I just love how that they're so innocent in their culture and their life and the things they worship and love it, and they don't think there's anything odd about it. There's just a lovely innocence about this dark. I don't know how to articulate it, but I just think they're fantastic.
What is it? What is the mythos of the Addams Family? What is their culture? You know what I mean? Like, what is this? Is it monsters? Where
culture of macabre. The culture of,
I mean, I think it would be a disservice to define it by one thing because it's just like whatever you want. It's just about expressing yourself and embracing the weird. And I think, especially in this incarnation, there has been some rules set for people to be a certain way, but then the film is kind of about breaking those rules and accepting yourself, and they just come together again at the end.
Was that important to you to shoot it in a way that separates it from other installments in this long-running franchise?
That was our first and foremost goal, is at the very, very beginning, what kind of goes right through your head when you're doing something that is this popular and this known, is how are we going to make this one unique? How are we going to make this? How are we going to separate this from the wonderful movies that were done in the 90s, from the brilliant TV show in the 60s, and do something special and new? And strangely enough, we actually went just back to the source material from the 1930s and started there.
Well, I think the big thing is that we went back to the original of Charles Addams' actual want and look of the characters. It's his look of what he created them to be. I think it's really fun to see this family we've known over the years so very well, but really seeing them in a modern state and kind of in a similar construct to what we're living in a daily basis, and how we shouldn't really ostracize people for being different. We should all just kind of accept each other for our, eccentricities.
So everyone's going to ask you what you have in common with Wednesday Addams, but I want to know specifically the dark side and the rebellious side
of Chloe.
Did you relate to that?
Yeah, of course. I think everyone has their rebellion in life. Everyone has their moment. For me, it was singing to My Chemical Romance and pretending I was a member of the Black Parade for a while. But yeah, I think I can still go back into that side of myself whenever I'm feeling it. It's a moody, rainy Wednesday.
I went through an MCR phase.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's a good one.
I think we all did.
I think we all do that at some point.
All right.
Give my creature live! I tell you, live!
If you were developing this like shot list for a live action film, do you think it would have came together the same way, or do you feel empowered in a different way using animation?
No, possibly, because I think it all comes down to, as the directors of the movie, we have to basically please ourselves first and make sure that we're happy with it. So when we're working with our development team and our board team and production designers, and we're looking at all of these early shots, we have to get ourselves all excited about it. Oh wow, this is fantastic, we love what we did here, I'm not so keen on that, let's try this. And it just sort of, it starts building itself, which is, if we're not happy with what we're looking at, then we're pretty sure our audience is not going to be happy with it. So,
yeah, what's nice is we can, we know how to draw, and we've done storyboards, so, even if we were making a shot list for a live action film, we would storyboard it out.
I couldn't help watching it shot so beautifully, and I couldn't help but think what it would look like in live action. You know what I mean?
And a great cast too to
Yeah.
be in the live action
Yeah.
version of this. Just putting it out there.
That's what I'm saying. So that's something you considered as well? Like, you're like, oh man, how cool would this be if we were all on set together?
Yeah, because we were talking about how when you do these, you don't get to be in the same room with each other. You do it by yourself with the director. I worked with Conrad Vernon. I don't know if you worked with Conrad.
Yeah.
And so we just met just
Yeah.
2 seconds ago. So.
But I think the chemistry is already very apparent, and I did some press with Chloe yesterday.
Oh, you did?
And and I think it would have great chemistry. So
yeah.
if people want it.
I think it's okay to be a bit of a weirdo because you're being your truest self. I think everyone's a freak.
Yeah.
I think everyone's a bit of a weirdo. I think that's what this movie shows, is that you might do it behind closed doors, but you're still a little bit of a weirdo.
These people are monsters. They'll ruin the neighborhood. Hey, neighbor. What'd I do?
Totally awesome.
Did you watch The Umbrella Academy?
I didn't watch it now.
It's Gerard Way's show, the lead
Really?
singer of MCR. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
He wrote the graphic novel and produced it. You should watch the show.
Oh my gosh, that's really cool.
Wild, right? Then you can
Really
get
wild.
back into that like
Can
emo.
jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah.